What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Primetime Sports Podcast, hosted by Joey Malari. So tonight is Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Denver's leading this series 3-1 over the Miami Heat. For Miami, this is a team that has found ways to win over the last few years in the playoffs when their backs are against the wall. When everybody counts them out, they have found ways to win games and play good in big situations. I think a lot of people counted this Miami Heat team out, me included. I know in my episode I recorded on Saturday, I said Denver's going to go back to Denver and win this game, Game 5, and win the NBA Finals in Denver on their own terms. As of now, though, with the game starting in just about 5 minutes, all day I heard people saying Miami's going to lose and Denver's already got this series on locks. And I know Vegas thinks the same exact way. Miami is an 8.5-point underdog in their money lines, plus 295 for tonight's game. I know a lot of people are against Miami in this game here, and rightfully so. I mean, Miami hasn't really shown much in these games to prove that they can beat Denver, even though they've been in close situations with them. They never really had enough talent to take care of Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, Bruce Brown. The Nuggets find ways to beat you and can find ways to beat you in many ways, and that's what makes this team so dangerous. But I think a lot of people counting this Miami team out, and that's why I think Miami can win tonight. I still think Denver wins this series, whether it's in 5 games tonight or in 6 games, winning Game 6 in Miami. I don't think it goes much more than that. But a lot of people counting Miami out tonight, and that's what makes me think they can win this game tonight in Denver. I know Miami plays the best basketball when they are underdogs and when their backs are against the wall and they have no option but to turn things around. Butler's averaging 28.2 points per game when facing elimination as a member of the Miami Heat. So in 6 elimination games, he's averaging 28 points per game. That's the second highest when facing elimination in Miami Heat history, trailing LeBron James, who averaged 32.7 points per game in elimination games for Miami. But very impressive stats there for Jimmy Butler as a Miami Heat, averaging 28 points per game when facing elimination. I think he's going to have a big game tonight. And I think he'll keep things close against Denver. Even if Denver wins this game, I think Miami will be in this game up until the end. If you look at what Jimmy Butler did last year against the Boston Celtics when facing elimination, he went into Boston last year when facing elimination in Game 6, forced a Game 7 going back to Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals. In Game 6, though, in Boston when facing elimination, 46 minutes of action, 47 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, a block, just 1 turnover, shooting 55% from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3, and 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Jimmy Butler found a way to force a Game 7 last year against the Celtics. Then in Game 7 against the Celtics last year, played great again. 35 points, 9 rebounds, a steal, an assist, just 1 turnover yet again, shooting just 1 of 4 from 3, though, in that Game 7 against Boston last year. And then in Game 7 this year against the Celtics, 28 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 12 of 28 from the floor for a 43% field goal percentage, and 3 of 7 from 3 for a 43% three-point percentage. Jimmy Butler always plays 45-plus minutes of action when facing elimination, it seems like. He played 47 minutes against the Lakers in an elimination game in the NBA Finals, 45 minutes in the next elimination game against the Lakers in the NBA Finals, 38 minutes in an elimination game against the Milwaukee Bucks on May 29th of 2021, and then 46 minutes and 48 minutes in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2022 in Game 6 and Game 7, and then in Game 7 against the Boston Celtics this year, played 43 minutes in an elimination game in Boston to give the Miami Heat a chance to go to the NBA Finals. He had 28 points and led them there. So you can expect Jimmy Butler to play 45, 46 minutes of action tonight. I expect him to have 28 points, which he averages. I think he's going to have a big game tonight, Jimmy Butler. I think he's going to definitely be a reason Miami is in this game. As for Tyler Herro, he will be making his return tonight to the lineup after suffering that hand injury against the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. He obviously hasn't played in about 2 months now. He's been out with that hand injury. I know a lot of people are expecting him to not be as great with the hand injury. I'm sure he's still feeling at least some of the effects from that injury, especially after getting surgery. I'm sure he's not 100%. I think Tyler Herro can give them a couple threes, though, tonight and help them stay in this series. I think Miami, whether they win tonight or they lose tonight, I think it's going to be a very close game. Regardless, whoever wins, obviously I'm rooting for a good game of basketball. I mean, that's just how I root for things in the NBA Finals. You obviously want to see a good game, especially when you're not a Heat fan or a Nuggets fan. You're just rooting for a good game, and you root for the players you're a fan of. So I'm rooting, obviously, for Tyler Herro and Jimmy Butler. I'm a fan of both those guys. I like Jamal Murray as well. And I almost forgot to mention in KCP. I'm a big KCP guy as well. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the game of basketball. So I'm rooting for those guys, obviously, there. So I'm rooting for all those guys to have good games. But I think Miami's going to be in this game. A lot of people have counted them out already. And rightfully so, honestly. I'm not really too sure why I feel like Miami can win this game. Maybe it's because Jimmy Butler always just goes off when you expect the Miami Heat to be out and you expect them to quit. They find ways to turn things around and always win. Maybe it's because Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. I mean, Denver's a great coach as well in Mike Malone. So I'm sure both ways, both teams are going to give it their all. As Mike Malone said, we know Miami's going to be desperate. We have to be more desperate. We know Miami's going to be hungry. We have to be more hungry. Considering it's an elimination game for Miami, Mike Malone knows you can't take Miami lightly. You have to play very hard and give it your all. You still know, even though you're up 3-1, it's still a series regardless because everybody knows it's over when it's officially over. If Miami's not officially out yet, you can't count them out, especially considering how well Jimmy Butler plays in elimination games. I said 28 points per game. So we'll see what happens in tonight's game for Miami and the Denver Nuggets. But as Mike Malone said, both teams are going to be hungry, so I'm expecting it to be a great game to watch. It'll be live on ABC tonight at 8:30, so just about a few minutes from now. So we'll see what happens in tonight's games. I said I think Miami will be close in this one. I think a lot of people are expecting Miami just to quit and give up. And for some reason, I have some feeling that Miami is going to give it their all. And I think Tyler Herro, with Tyler Herro being back in the lineup, and a lot of people think that can mess with the rotation, which I'm sure it's not going to be the easiest thing to figure out the rotation, especially considering Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Duncan Robinson are all going to lose shot attempts to Tyler Herro if he plays full minutes. I'm not really sure what his minutes are going to look like, but the rotation will be a little bit mixed up. It'll be a little bit mixed up, but I think Tyler Herro can have a good game tonight, and I think he could be a spark that Miami needs. If he hits a couple big threes for them, that could be all they need just to get back going and get back on track and try to win this game. As I said, I think Denver wins this series no matter what. I had Denver winning this series in 5 games in my predictions. So if they win in 5 games tonight, my prediction would be right. But for some reason, with Tyler Herro being back in the lineup and Jimmy Butler obviously being great in elimination games and Eric Spoelstra being a great coach, I think Miami's going to be in this game. I think they're going to keep it close. I think Tyler Herro is going to have 10 points and show up for this Miami team, especially when no one's expecting them to show up. That's what Miami typically does. So we'll see what happens in the game. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to this. As always, I appreciate it and hope you guys have a good one. Thank you.